Srinath, welcome back to Can We Just
Yeah.
Talk?
Thank you. Thank you. Last week one was really good. The one
Oh,
we did 2 weeks back.
yes.
Actually, I have never got such long messages so far from a lot of my friends. Yeah, I think people love to watch videos more than like they like to read long paragraphs. And I have been getting so many comments from my friends. Like so far, I never got like for my answers like that.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
Yeah, they're saying it was really good. They like watched it, and the way you organized it was very good. And you became very popular. They started watching all your Kelly comedy, and
Oh,
yeah, because they found that Singaporean Tamil accent, right? It is very different. Like they never knew it actually, because usually we know all this Sri Lankan accent, Coimbatore accent, and all that, right?
yeah.
Yes, the Singaporean Tamil first time they were hearing and they really liked it actually. It was like very different for them. And some of them did not even know that Tamil is like one of the main languages here.
Yeah.
So they really like a lot of your videos actually.
Oh, well, I'm
Yeah.
glad that you ushered in a couple of viewers for me. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
And the comment section of our previous video was people just like your fans. I'm like,
Yeah.
dang, that I not offense. Like everyone.
Actually, first few comments were actually from your fans only, and then actually the same thing happened when I put in Quora. I shared the video in one of the comments of my empowerment answer. I put your video link in the comment
Uh-huh.
saying that recently we did the video on the same topic.
Uh-huh.
Interested people can watch it. Then everybody beneath it was like, "Wow, Kelly, I'm a big fan of her." It's like so. Then I told them that I posted your comments to you, and they were like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for sharing our comments." We were having this fangirl moment.
Today we're going to talk about is why do nice guys get friendzoned? It's basically an article that you wrote. Now I read it and I told you that I want to discuss it, not because yeah, a lot of things I do agree with you, but a couple of things that I do want to discuss with you. It's not like I disagree with you, because I agree with most of the things you're saying. It's more of like I have a different point of view from a girl's point of view, because you are writing about being friend zoned from a guy's point of view.
Actually, when you brought out the topic, I found it very interesting because I also neither knew it from the girl's point of view. Like,
Yeah.
and actually you started the topic, right? You told you wanted to discuss about this topic, like
Yeah.
without knowing, like, I mean, you never saw my answer first, right? Like the
Yeah,
topic
yeah.
was already, it was initiated by you. So I thought like it would be interesting one so that
Yeah.
I can also know the other side, the view from the other side.
First of all, what made you want to write that article?
The friend zone. I didn't have any agenda before writing because I was just traveling in a bus and that thing came up in the feed actually. So it was not like I had the content for it. And actually, what triggered me was there was a guy who wrote one answer for that, and then he mentioned it in such a way, in a very very stereotypical way. He meant that like girls actually they fall for this. You don't have a car, you don't have you don't have a good you don't have a good muscular body or something like that. All these stereotypical things. You're not rich. You're not from IIT. So that's the reason why maybe girls will friend zone you. You're a very normal person. So it was very stereotypical one.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I added that line. The very fact that you think like girls love only these kind of guys is stereotyping them, right?
Yeah.
The same thing goes for men also. You cannot say like guys will like only these kind of girls, right?
Yeah.
It's my answer was actually reply to that answer actually.
Okay.
It's like the whole point was that that person was saying okay, I'm a very nice. So how do we define this nice guy first of all?
So what do you think is a nice guy?
Actually, I really don't know. I actually what I feel is like each one has a different perspective, and see this question was asked in the context of choosing your life partner, right? So life partner is actually, it's not even a house level thing, it's actually a bedroom level thing. If you're comfortable with someone, it doesn't matter to you. I mean, if you're okay with him being bad or if with him not being nice, and if you're okay with that and you like it, then it should be okay for you, right? Being nice is something that should actually be made like a code or something like a manual. Nice guys should be given a chance or nice girls should be given a chance. It's all perspective, what that person wants to choose in her or his or her life. Even if you define it and you set parameters for it, like why is that I should choose that person as a life partner?
Yeah.
Like why should it be like that way? Why can't I choose someone whom I really like, even if it is bad also it's okay for me, as long as I don't feel it, I am comfortable with it, right? So how is that, they say things like, why do nice guys get friend zoned, or like why is it like, all the studious guys get rejected, or why, nerdy girls get rejected? I mean, there is always an acceptance by somebody. There will be someone like, there is a term called sapiosexual, where people actually like the intelligent people, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, there is acceptance somewhere or the other, but I don't know why you need to like have a standard that says like, nice guys should not be friends, or like, the girl should accept the nice guys. So that part I never understood.
I feel that being friend zone is, so this is what the comedian said, and I totally agree with that. Being friend zone is an imaginary prison that a guy feels that he's being sent to when she doesn't return his feelings. He thinks that she's friend zoning him. Okay, so I had a friend, right? And then he called me up and he was like, hey, I really like this girl called Ashley, and then for a couple of months he's been chasing her. When I mean chasing her, it means that he was not dating her, or he told her that he wants to date her or anything like that. He went out with her, drank a couple of beers with her, danced at a club with her, smoke, and then a couple of months later he told that girl that, hey, by the way, I think I like you, something like that. And then when she said, you know what, I think we shouldn't head down that lane, I think we should just stay friends. And he called me up and he's like, do you know what Ashley did to me? She friend zoned me. So, and I'm like, first of all, friend zone does not exist. You're either
True, I agree with this.
You either a friend or you're not a friend. She never saw you as anything more than just a friend. So when she told you that,
same.
when she told you that she doesn't have feelings for you, that is, she doesn't have feelings for you. That's it. So this guy, just because he feels like, I'm such a nice guy, I hang out with you, and we had such a great chemistry, then why don't you like me back? That is entitlement. That is not like friend zoning. It's entitlement. You think that just because you are hanging out with a girl that she should like you back. Like, I don't understand that concept. There was when I was in primary school, really young, I was hanging out with this boy, okay, and we were just friends. It's about 3-4 people, okay, just friends.
Okay.
One day he gives me, he never gave me, he threw me a love letter. And I looked at it and I was like, you are my friend. Like, what are you doing? I've never even once thought of you like that. So what, did I just friend zone him? No, he's always been just a friend.
So the same thing, I also share the same opinion, right? It's actually if you see that flowchart, how you relate yourself to a person, right? It's the strangers, then acquaintance, then friend, and then it's the boyfriend or girlfriend, right? It goes this way, So when you are at the friend stage, right? And if you're thinking the other person is your girlfriend or boyfriend, which means you're the one who is actually extrapolating it.
Yeah.
You're the one who are actually like boyfriend zoning or girlfriend zoning the other person. The other person is not friend zoning you.
Yeah,
you are actually building up, and it cuts in two ways actually. The person he tells that girl, and then say if that girl says she needs some time, or she's not interested. If this guy is really concerned about his future or time, right, then he should give up immediately.
Yeah.
But like whenever a girl says maybe, means it can cut two ways. It can either be an yes or it can be a no also.
Yeah.
But they confidently say like, I'll wait for you however long it takes, it doesn't matter. And then once it is no, right, they don't accept it.
Yeah. I don't think that you should ever convince someone to love you back.
True. Correct. Yeah. And then like even if that person, right, because of the way, I have seen a lot of couples where, I have heard about them in Quora, and I have seen them like outside also, like a few of them, where, the other person agrees because of this constant egging by the other person. He keeps on forcing her. And then for the sake of it, maybe out of confusion or something, she says yes. But then either right before the marriage or right after the marriage, they split actually.
Yeah.
Because there is no clarity in that one. And so and actually you need to see that when you want to be other person to be part of your life, they have to come with their choice actually.
Yeah.
You cannot like convince them, and if once you convince them, and it puts them into confusion, and then it can cut anyway anytime. The whole thing is like more of a selfish thing, right? Like I want to be with this person, I like this person, I want this person to be in my life so that I will be happy. It's all more I actually. You always think from your point of view. You don't think like whether that person will be happy with a person like you. They keep on doing this thing, and they waste a lot of time in this process, or they force the girl, and then when she tells no, right, they can't take that answer, and they think that they have been used. Of course there are some people who use people as the backup, or who just keep people on this, you just keep giving them hopes
Yeah.
because they don't want to lose that attention.
Yeah.
And
Mixed signal.
and then yeah, it's somewhere they keep them in the orange signal,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
neither red nor green.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So then there are people who do that one, but it's their ethics and their morality. They should know it better, like like using other person like this, or playing with somebody's emotion is not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's something they think, and I don't support that kind of behavior. But yeah, the other cases, right, like where like you have mentioned, where that guy, he was in love with that girl, but then that girl didn't, she told him that she never saw him like that. Then
Yeah.
respectfully, you have to respect her decision and move on, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he cannot have her in his life at the expense of her happiness, right? This is going to go nowhere, seriously.
For me, why do I think that nice guys get friend zone is because, first of all, I think it's really what a girl finds attractive. So a lot of people mistake what nice is with a people pleaser. So what I mean is that a people pleaser is someone who is like they will change whatever the girl finds annoying about them, and then they will change it according to what she likes. If he's someone who doesn't like anyone being late, but she is always late, he's like, yeah, fine, never mind, it's her, it's my darling, I will accept it, So, and then the more things that he do that to change himself so that he can get into her good grace, I feel that girl will start to find that not so attractive, because it's like more of like, okay, do you have a mind of your own? Like, why are you changing so much of yourself for me? So that is not actually attractive to a girl. So now then it comes to the thing, what do girls find attractive? Then we go into the whole Arjun Reddy, we go into the whole bad boys.
Before you go there, I'll tell you this one.
Yeah.
I have a very close friend who is from Indonesia. Then one day when we were talking, when we met recently, right? Then she was telling me that she was in this phase where like she was done with her college education. She was like she was looking for this prospective guys and all that. Then she was telling that what she told me was, I find life boring with people who are this whatever you say is yes kind of people.
Yeah.
She told like, like suppose if she wants to go to movie, this guy will say, yeah, let's go to a movie. If she wants to watch a movie, let's watch a movie. That person, right? She told that she likes this competitiveness in choices.
Yeah.
Or like she told that is more interesting for her rather than a person who says like yes to her just to like make her happy.
Yes.
She told she finds that guy boring. Those kind of guys boring. Now what do we call this as, like now if she has to, if you put a question to her like, no, he's a nice guy, you should accept it, she's not going to be happy, right? Or
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
not going to, she's going to miss the fun. Yeah. So then is this kind of thing, right? Like all nice guys should be given a chance, is like some kind of a stereotypical statement. That's what I believe in. It's a preferential thing, right?
Yeah, but I also feel like what I just said was that I think nice guys, the definition of nice guys is different from what you just described. He is
Okay.
a pleaser. He wants the girl, so he's
People pleaser.
pleasing her to the point that his
Mm-hmm.
own identity is being vanishing. I wouldn't say he's not a nice guy. I'm just saying that don't say that is the nice, that's what a nice guy is. Someone who changes his identity, who just says yes to everything. That is the nice guy. I think a nice guy is somebody that who's very strong in his opinions.
Okay.
But if you say that this is not what I like, but I mean, yeah, so
Okay.
you say that this is not what I like, I don't want to do this or something.
Okay.
He's not being a jerk about it. He's like,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, sure, let's not do it.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
not being
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
overly like, oh my god, did I just offend you? Like, he's not that kind of guy. He's just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Okay. Okay.
I get it, I'm sorry, okay, let's move on, something like that. So
So,
someone who's
yeah. Yeah.
strong, he has his own
Okay.
identity, someone who feels
Okay.
like if this girl says no to him, it's completely fine. If he does
Fine.
something,
Okay. Okay.
if he makes a mistake, okay, I've made a mistake, all right, move on. He doesn't like if that girls want to eat Indian food and he wants to eat Mexican food, he's like, let's make a compromise. Instead of saying okay, no, don't
Yeah.
worry, don't worry, I'll go and eat Indian food with you. It's more like a compromise kind of guy. So I'm
Okay.
saying that a nice guy is someone who's a strong guy who has his own identity, who has his own
Okay.
opinions, and he's not a jerk about things.
So this is your definition, right? But the each one has like a different definition for these things, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay. So coming, so that nice guy you have said, right? Now,
Yeah.
suppose if that girl, she has this dreams of, working for NASA, or like being in a very high position in Google, and she has a career made plan like that. And this nice guy is someone who wants to prepare for civils in India. Then obviously she's going to say no to him, irrespective of how nice he is.
Yeah. Of course, each to their
Yeah,
own.
yeah.
Each
So,
to their
so
own
then in
goals.
that case, in goals, yeah. So in that case, then people have no right to tell her that you have friend zoned this guy.
Yeah.
He is nice only, but she has no choice, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm telling. By the end of the day, it's your personal comfort and happiness, right? Whether the other person is nice or not nice comes later.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when you asked this topic, right, I was wondering who the nice guy is. And then I was seeing these questions on Quora. Then the nice guys were like, like someone who is polite, well mannered, well educated. It's this kind of definitions they were floating around. Actually, this is the first time I heard something like this, which you mentioned today. It's a
Really?
really different perspective.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
seriously.
I don't think being well educated has anything to do with being nice. I think
Nice.
that,
Yeah, no, but that's how some people like to define it actually. So
yeah.
and it's all context. So what the person who said this well-educated means was, it's something like that topper in the class.
Yeah.
Like why girls like the backbenchers, why not the toppers, right? They
Yeah.
think them as nerds. But then in this nerds or this toppers are considered to be the nice people. But then these backbenchers are not so.
Yeah. And
So it's this kind of thing.
like I say, it's like everybody has like their own definition on what they're attracted to. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what basically it is. But this is my opinion on why girls are attracted to the bad boys. And I
Bad
have to
boys,
be
yeah.
very, very
Medium
honest
ready.
that I was very attracted to, because even when I'm young, I'm also like mixing it up. What is a pleaser, what is a nice guy, and what is a nerd.
Yeah.
Like I'm mixing all of those things up, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
that was when I'm young. Obviously now I know better. So when the reason why I was attracted to bad boys was because in all the Korean shows that I saw was that all the bad boy kind of thing, he's always so like opinionated. He has a very leadership quality. So that's what I realized, that actually now as an adult, is that what I was attracted to was the fact that he has such leadership quality. He's the kind of guy who's like, everybody shut up, let me do it, let me go there. He stands up for the girl. And even though there was one Korean drama that I was watching, the first sign that he realized that he was in love with her, he slapped her because he couldn't accept it. But that's the kind of shows that I grew up watching. So when I saw like a Simbu slapping the girl in the Pado Doom Dum, that movie, I mean, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, is it Doom or Dum? Like, do you know?
No idea, actually.
Okay.
I think it should be one of those Simbu's old movies, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Simbu's old movie.
Yeah.
So the first thing that he did was he slapped her, and then he said that, I love you so much, that's why I'm like behaving like that. Like
I think it's dumb.
Dumb. Okay, yeah.
It's
I
dumb,
have like
yeah,
ownership, like I feel like you're already mine,
Mine,
So this is the kind of movies that I grew up with. So this kind of bad boy quality, the hero kind of thing where everybody is quiet, the guy stands up and he does that. Now I thought that was a bad boy. And then as I'm growing older, I realized that no, that's just being a leader. basically. Which means that I'm attracted to self-made leadership quality kind of guys. So that's what I realized. Now a lot of people think that a bad boy, a lot of people mistakenly think that a bad boy is the kind of guy who rides the motorcycle in a leather jacket and he comes and he says
and
like,
then who is like a rebel, and he's a rebel, and then he speaks like cuss words. He takes control of the situation, like like he has this attitude of like like controlling everyone forcefully, or like someone whom the others are scared of to mess with, something like that. That's how I see bad. But anyway, it's still opinion. I understand like where what you're saying. So how else do you define what else other characteristics you see that actually parameterize this bad boys?
I think that okay. So another one is that they are very strong in their opinion. They are very they know that if they don't get this girl, that it's okay. It's okay. Let me move on. Let me move on and get and find another girl. Like it's fine. They are not like what I said is like they're not like puppy-eyed love. Okay, even though some of the movies that you were thinking about right now, like, but அந்த படத்துல வந்து அவன் bad boy இருந்தானா, but he was chasing the girl. But that's what I'm saying. That's not what I believe in. I believe that the kind of bad boys people are mistakenly thinking is that the guy thinks that he's totally fine. He's totally confident of who he is. He knows his place in the world. He has his own identity. And he's nice. His leadership quality. But the thing is, if he feels like something is not right, something is goes against his principles, that's when he's like the rebel. So that's the kind of bad boys that I'm attracted to. But if you translate that bad boy into society, they're no longer called bad boys. They're called entrepreneurs. They are called CEOs. They're called CEOs.
That's a different take on bad boy. Actually, I never saw it in this perspective.
That's what I think. What did you think was a bad boy?
No, actually, I don't usually fix people into this good or bad category. It's like for me, the most important thing is that chemistry, or like how comfortable you feel with that person. Whether I am comfortable with this person or not comfortable with this person, it was only those two things.
Yeah. There is no one size fits all, basically.
True. Yeah.
Have you been with someone, I mean as a friend, and you had feelings for that person, but it was not returned? Did you feel like she had friend zoned you, or did you feel like, okay, let's move on? What do you think? What was your reaction?
Nothing of that sort happened. As I said, like I never girlfriend zoned any friend actually. So it was all very platonic only, and there was some mutual interest in between, like with around I think with two girls it was there, like they were this mutual liking. But then as I said earlier, I give an example. The practical nature did not work out given the professions, and then like each of us pursue different things which are like completely opposite. So then it's a bit difficult to find it's like this quote, right? A fish can love a shark, but I mean a fish can love a bird, but where will they build their home together? So it was something like that. So it was only those two things that happened. But apart from that, I don't think there was this kind of friend zoning happened to me, or girlfriend zoning inflicted by me to others.
Okay, you know Tamil, right?
Yeah, I know. Solunga.
Okay. Because I'm afraid he might watch this. That's why I'm switching to Tamil. So no. So we'll speak in Tamil. நான் வந்து இவரோட வந்து டேட்க்கு போனேன், and then everything was fine, but the it's just that I went a second date அப்பலாம் போனுச்சு. But then after that I realized that for me it's like on the first date I will know, எனக்கு தெரியும் that it's ஒத்து வருமா இல்லையான்னு. So by the second date I pretty much have made up my mind ready after listening to him talk. Then அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து I messaged him. நான் சொன்னேன் எனக்கு இது வந்து உங்க கூட பேசுறது எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு, அந்த டேட்ஸ் ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு, பட் எனக்கு வந்து அந்த ரொமான்டிக் ஃபீலிங்ஸ் வரல, அதனால வந்து it's over, something like that, but obviously I said it so much nicer. The writer in me came out. So and then it was over. But then அவருக்கு வந்து இது வந்து he said most of the guys நான் வந்து இந்த மாதிரி சொல்லும் போது they will immediately come and say that it's okay, let's just be friends அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, then நான் வந்து அவங்ககிட்ட வந்து ஃப்ரெண்டாக தான் தென் ஐம் லைக் ஓ அப்படியா தென் நான் வந்து அவங்க ஃப்ரெண்டாக பேசும்போது அப்பப்போ வந்து இஸ் தட் ரைட் பேபி அப்படின்னு வரும் and I'm like no 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 oh hello don't call me baby. We are not in that thing.
Okay.
We are not in the dating thing anymore. We are friends. So
Friends, okay.
do you think this is a friend zone thing, or this is me just accepting them as a friend, or what is going on?
No, actually, I support what you did. I'll tell you why. Because, what is the other option you would have had, actually, if not for this? It's only one life, right? You either have to choose between A or B, right? So the other thing would have been you would have half-heartedly agreed to that proposal. And maybe you would not have been this happy or you would have felt uncomfortable in the relationship, right? So then it's better on your part to actually quit, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now that other person, right? He might actually get a better partner who will be more comfortable with him.
It's a better fit.
Right? When we go to buy a watch or when we go to see a house, right? It's not like we hate the house, but then it is not like what we have expected. Or it doesn't fit into that picture we have imagined, right?
Okay.
And then what we do, like we check out other things and then maybe we think like we can come back to it later.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
If we can do that to like this inanimate things, right? Like why is it wrong to do with people? Of course, the other person, if we are open about it, I don't see any problem with it. A lot of people told me this, and especially it happens more for girls because they are mostly at the receiving end. In most cases, it's the girls who receive more proposals, right?
Yeah.
So then, if for example, if the girl has one kind of imagination about an expectation about a future husband, and then there is this one new guy who is coming and proposing her, she doesn't hate him, but at the same time, she doesn't like him. So she definitely needs some time. And the downside of it is with time the answer can either be yes or no, both. It need not be like just because you have taken more time, it doesn't mean it should be yes.
2 வாரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி I've made it pretty clear, right? I've made it pretty clear. I think even you can hear that I've made it pretty clear. But 2 வாரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி because now there's lockdown all happening, right? Circuit breaker in Singapore.
Okay.
So and then அவர் வந்து எனக்கு மெசேஜ் பண்ணி hey when the circuit breaker like ends நம்ம ரெண்டு பேரும் வந்து let's go நம்ம வந்து டேட்டிங் போலாம்னு. And I'm like I didn't even like acknowledge that. I didn't even like acknowledge that. Because I'm like, what are you talking about? Another reason why girls might not like a nice guy is because another quality that they show off that we don't like is that when he is, it's so easy to be with him. Like so easy na eprina, like immediately he accepts you into his life. You see, when a girl looks at a guy, she is putting him on a probation. When I go on a date, you're not a sure thing. I am not a sure thing. Don't assume that I'm a sure thing. And I won't assume that you're a sure thing because I'm on a date with you. I'm also here wearing makeup because I'm trying to like please you, right? So we are both trying. Now on the date poga இது வந்து first date, okay? First date la வந்து என் கையை பிடிச்சிக்கிட்டு நான் வந்து ரொம்ப நாளா தனிமையில இருந்திருக்கேன், தனிமையை ஃபீல் பண்றேன், எனக்கு வந்து இந்த டேட்டிங்லாம் போறது வந்து ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, ரொம்ப டயரிங்கா இருக்குது. கேலி, நான் வந்து ஒரு நாள் வேலை முடிஞ்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் நான் வீட்டுக்கு வரும்போது I just want to sit down, நான் வந்து என்ஜாய் பண்ணணும், லைக் டெலிவிஷன் பார்த்துக்கிட்டு. எனக்கு இந்த வெளியே போய் டேட்டிங் பண்றது இதெல்லாம் வந்து எனக்கு பிடிக்கல. பேசிக்கலி பை தி எண்ட் ஆஃப் த டேட் இவர் வந்து எனக்கு பேசிக்கலி சரி நம்ம எங்க போய் குடும்பத்தை நடத்துறது, எந்த ஊர்ல போய் மைக்ரேட் பண்ணலாம், அந்த லெவலுக்கு வந்து குவெஸ்சன் போயிட்டு. சோ எனக்கு ஏற்கனவே வந்து கமிட்மெண்ட் ஃபோபியா இருக்குது. சோ எனக்கு இது கேட்கும் போது அப்படி எனக்கு பக்குன்னு இருக்குது. சோ இட் இஸ் he accepted me so easily into his life that it turned me off. So because it's like that means you're not even going to try anymore. It was further proven. Second date வந்து not in a restaurant, not in anything, in வீட்டுக்கு வா. So the trying thing has already gone. Okay,
understand.
So now you understand why I have sent him the message saying that enala vandu idu mudiyadunu. First of all, he feels avarku vandu romba lonely ah irukku. So ஒரு துணை தேடுறாரு because he's lonely. So that is already a trigger thing for me. It's like
Okay, yeah.
you're not looking
Because
for
of
a
your
life
phobia.
partner. He's just lonely,
Yeah.
right?
And
So
I
when
understand.
so this is the kind of things that a girl face when a guy is like so nice. So guys think this guy is giving you everything. He's giving you a house. He's giving you money. He told you that you don't have to work for the rest of your life. He is going to take care of you. He's like rich and everything. So and he's nice to you. So he picked you up in his car, in his Jaguar. Like, then why wouldn't you say yes to him? He's such a nice guy. So this is what the perceived notion is out there. But you're not looking at everything else that he has done. That makes me think that he's just seeking a companion and he's not seeking a life partner.
No, that's what your friend or someone has told it. Like he has a Jaguar car, and then he's working. Say he's working in a bank. He's earning like 150K per year, and you have all these things, and these are all advantages to you. But it may not be. I may not see them as the complete thing. These are not what I might be looking for. I might be looking for something else, which that person might not have. You
Yes.
know. Yeah, so when you say like why have you rejected him? He has so many advantages. Definitely, it's the disadvantages that have been bothering me, right? Who makes? I mean, it all boils down to one thing: that you didn't feel comfortable, right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of discomforts here and there, right? If you were if the other person is actually making you comfortable and you are actually you're happy with it, you're in a very happy state, then you may not think of rejecting it, right? There
Yeah.
are certain things you were expecting and the reality was completely different from your expectation, right?
Yeah.
So in this such situations, right? I always believe that are we happy or not by the end of the day?
Mm.
You know, this whole fiasco of that you are existing to make other people happy, that you should sacrifice yourself for the world. It doesn't work always. By the end of the day, I mean, we also when we go to sleep, like we also need to be like happy, right?
And have you had this kind of dating experience also? You feel like you have done all the right things, and did you feel like when you got a message saying that I'm not
No,
into you
no.
that way?
No, actually, so far it never happened to me. And because one thing is, I have never met someone whom I mean, I have met like only 2 or 3 people so far whom I really like. Thought like this person could be my life partner. But then the practical thing didn't work out, and I knew it much before that itself. Before even that the dating or love phase started itself, I was able to understand that we will definitely have a problem with building the future at the same place. Our careers are different, and what we both pursue, I mean, the goals we are pursuing are completely different. Or you see, I mean. I was sure pretty much earlier itself. I think the other person also felt the same thing. So that's why it never went on. We are still close. We are still in touch, actually. I'm still in touch with them. But apart from that, there was no this kind of, like, neither have I actually went forth and, showed interest in someone, nor like, no, nor it happened to me to the extent of this kind of, where you have to say or accept no difficulty, right? That thing never happened. Like,
Do
but I
you?
have a lot of friends who are girls who keep telling me the same thing which you have told. Like this guy is so good. He's very nice. But I don't. My friend actually told me one thing when she met someone on the Tinder. Like she went on a couple of dates with him. Then one day when we met here, like she was telling that. I really like the guy. He's so nice. He's very well mannered, polite, and he works in a very good, high paying job. Then I asked her, like, so you're going to say yes to him? She told, I told I'm not interested after the second meeting. I asked her, like, what's the reason? And then she told only one line, I don't feel sexually attracted to him. She doesn't see him as, someone who could be her husband,
Yeah.
like, so she didn't feel attracted to him, like, sexually. So then she told, like, I said no to him. But when you talk about this nice guy, bad guy thing, right, nobody will bring up this topic, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
They say the same parameters which you have said. He
Yeah.
has a good car. He has like 10 sets of 4-piece suits, and then he has like 4-bedroom house. He goes for a walk in Sentosa. They tell all these kind of things, but they don't really see like whether you feel comfortable with that person. Like, do you see a happy future with that person? No. And these things only you know it better, right?
I dated a guy who has a place in Sentosa, and so I went I went on a date with him, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this guy has great. He's so nice. He picked me up. He brought me to several high class kind of places. It's all very nice. And then at the end of the date, I realized that I am not sexually attracted to this person.
See,
and that was
it's a
like,
fact, right?
I was like the only reason. Now I felt guilty for saying, for thinking that maybe I could be sexually attracted to him. So that's why I agreed. I agreed to my second date with him. So I went on a second date with him, and everything that he started saying. So I am a person who believe in positive. Okay, this guy is not Indian, so it doesn't matter. We can just say whatever you want. And I don't think he watches all this. Our வாழ்க்கையில இருக்கிற position வந்து, like, we are talking about at the top, okay? And this guy is sitting here and just like being all negative. ஐயோ இந்த மாதிரி வாழ்க்கை போச்சு. That kind of stuff. And such laws and this. Nothing that came out of his mouth was positive. And I find that absolutely unattractive, you know. And then the thing that really was like, oh, to me is like, okay, he's rich, right? He ordered a champagne, right? And he started bitching about the fact that the champagne was expensive. And that is a turn off to me. A turn off, Yena, it's my birthday. And the champagne was for me. So ultimately, he's bitching about buying me a birthday gift. So I'm like, how could you do that? So anyway,
Interesting.
So the whole thing.
You have like very interesting experiences actually. You can write a book on all this. You know, it will really be a good inspiration. I mean, what is it? Like a motivational lesson for like a lot of these wannabe people who want to go on dating. It can also be very simple things. There's another friend of mine, like whom I know since school. We talk a lot. Calls easily run for, you know, more than 1 hour very easily. She's like that to a lot of our close friends like that. So there was this guy who was in a very high position in Microsoft US, and who was the prospective match. And then that guy was so boring to her. And then she asked like a lot of nice questions. She asked like, how do you spend your money? Then what are your hobbies? Like, you know, where do you find happiness in apart from work and all that kind of thing? And then that guy was so boring, and to an extent where, you know, she was telling me that whenever that guy talked to her, she used to pray like, let him end the call soon, please. You know, for someone who talks a lot, right? Thinking like this itself is a big turn off actually, you know. That guy is someone who cannot, like, you know, have a happy conversation with her. It's a red flag there already.
I went on a date with someone, and I was talking. You go on a date, it's supposed to be a conversation between two people,
conversation, right? It's quite important.
I was talking a lot. Like, I dominated 90% of the conversation, not because I was not letting him talk. It's because he was not talking. And then at the end of the date, he turns to me and he told me, okay, if I was asked a question, his answer was like, what beer do you like? This beer. That was it. Like, why? Nothing. So at the end of the date, he turns to me and said, you talk a lot, huh? I'm like, fuck.
You know, these are the, you know, more important things, right? Because when you see this arranged marriage or something, they always bring this profile, you know, this guy is well educated, he is in a very top position, he has a house, or if it comes for girls, they bring up these things, you know, this girl is homely, traditional. So whatever those words mean, I really don't understand. So, you know, and she's working, or like, you know, she knows to cook well. They say all these things. They don't tell actually the important thing, you know, like whether are you able to feel this comfort and happy being with that person? Do you enjoy the other's presence actually, you know? They don't talk about all these things, but these are the things that actually matter quite a lot in a relationship. I believe that if somebody rejects you because they don't feel comfortable with you, or because, you know, they don't see a future partner in you, it's your maturity to accept it and then just move on. You know, because you cannot force someone to stay in your life, you know, at the expense of their comfort and happiness.